Hey there, how you doing? It is great to be back and making videos again. I've genuinely kind of really missed it, which I don't know, I didn't know if I would miss it, but I really did. So, happy to be back. As you've probably noticed, this is not the game that you all voted on, which by the way, if you didn't know, every time I do a quick review, most of the time, you can go over to the community tab and vote on the next game that we do for this series. But for today, I'm doing a game that I picked because I'm still in the middle of playing that other one, and this was kind of a game I was playing on this side that I had a good time with and I wanted to talk about. So do not worry, that Songs of Conquest quick review is still coming. This one is just its own little thing here. Today, we shall be talking about Beneath Oresa, an early access roguelike deck builder developed by Broken Spear Incorporated, this being their first game as a studio. Now, despite some flaws that we will get into later, Beneath Oresa is a stylish, flashy, and intriguing hell of a good time. Its world is this strange, unique fantasy modern with punk elements, and it meshes incredibly well with its additional watercolor-esque coloring style. There's a great cast of around 6 or so characters, plus 3 more that are coming soon that we haven't seen yet, and each of them have different play styles and awesome character designs. Like, look at these guys. I want to play all of them, and luckily you get to pick 2 of them per run, as one will act as your main character, and the other will act as a kind of support character. The support being chosen from the same cast of characters, and each having different trees they upgrade from, adding more variety to each run, just giving you a lot of options. As you all probably know at this point, I'm a little bit of an art nut, so these designs do a lot of heavy lifting and just making me excited to play. But with great aesthetics comes great responsibility to have good systems in your game. Yes, I did just watch Spider-Verse, and yes, that is why I have Spider-Man analogies and such running through my head at 60 miles per hour. And Beneath Oresa does have pretty decent systems and mechanics standing atop its great art, but nothing spectacular. It's rather similar to Slay the Spire in a lot of ways, that being probably the most obvious comparison game-wise. It's got that roguelike formula of battling your way through until you either reach the end or die trying, and then do it all over again. And with its multitudes of characters and cards, Beneath Oresa has great replayability. And each time you beat an arena, you gain a new card, not unlike most deck building roguelikes of this kind. And each time you traverse through the progress tree that is your story, you sometimes have multiple options of paths to take, each offering different upgrades, cards, buffs, and even a risk and reward type thing. And if you plan out which cards you play during combat and then click all of them quickly, it does the actions as if you were in like a real-time kind of game, which I kind of love. But while I've been laying the praises on a little thick with good old Oresa here, allow me a moment to get a little negative, because this game isn't without its problems. There are some balance issues between you versus the enemy that do need to get adjusted just a little bit, as it can lead to some fights feeling incredibly unfair. Not impossible, but unfair, which is entirely unfun. I don't gotta explain that to you. It's not fun to get your ass handed to you when you feel like you've done everything you can. A couple of the characters, while being visually very unique, play similarly to others in the game, not to an insulting degree, but it is noticeable when they have like similar decks that kind of pull cards from other decks. It can kind of lead to them feeling a little too similar. The other main issue, and arguably its biggest issue in my opinion, is the technical jargon it spews at you from time to time. There will be effects and abilities mentioned in cards with weird names that do not explain what they do, and hey, I'm a lazy ass dude. I am not gonna go look that up. I'm sorry. And this can lead to it being hard to chain cards like that since you don't really know what they do. I'd recommend they add a small explanation of the word when you hover over it with your mouse. I've seen that done quite a few times, and I just think it's a very efficient way to do it. And while this game is very enjoyable, it only has one game mode. So if you get bored of roguelikes easily, there isn't anywhere else to find your fun. And with a lack of variety in terms of bosses and enemy types, you can get a little tired of it after a while. It is at a decently priced $25, but I'd probably recommend waiting for a sale or getting it in a humble bundle. I do think what's offered here is worth your time if you enjoy this genre of games, but it is a little shallow in certain areas that can lead to the whole game feeling a little shallow at times. Especially after long playthroughs, it becomes a little more apparent. But other than those complaints, I really did enjoy my time with Beneath Oresa, and I will likely come back after it launches from early access. Altogether, Oresa has its flaws, but has equal strengths that I found to balance it out for me personally. As always, if you enjoyed this video, do give it a lovely little like, and if you'd like to see more content like this, do smack that subscribe button with all of your heart, but most importantly, have a goddamn wonderful day, alright? And most importantly, of all the things, don't die, bitch.